Hi, Darryl Crow here, and this is our third day of our special we're having where we're offering the entire suite of Kevin Hill art instructional video lessons to the Darryl Crow students and friends. You know, it's not very often that I invite another artist, but I have so enjoyed meeting Kevin on the internet, getting to know him personally, talking with him almost daily, seeing the work he's done, seeing the response he's getting on the internet, and saying to myself, I'd like my entire student body to get to know Kevin as well as I have. So thank you for joining with us today, Kevin.
Well, thank you, Darryl. I'm really glad I could be here today.
You know something, Kevin, yesterday we answered a number of questions that we got from the students that were responding to our first broadcast. Today, I have a question.
All right, Darryl. I have about 1,000 things coming to my mind. What are you thinking of?
Kevin, what was the thing that you learned as an art student? Because you started painting, you said at 15, which was 2 to 3 years ago, and really taking it serious with oils. So what have you learned? What was it that contributed to your great success?
You know, one of the most important things in the very beginning, I would watch these PBS artists very closely. I would watch their hand. What angle did they hold that brush? How much paint did they have loaded in the brush? What was the consistency of the paint on the brush? These are all very important questions. I learned from these and I tried to apply them in my own oil painting. This is how I achieved success quickly. Also, I never gave up. Maybe it didn't go right, but I kept on trying.
Never give up. So how about just take a furlough?
No, that doesn't work. You have to stick with it. Practice, practice, practice. Eventually it'll get easier and it'll click.
Well, you know something, Kevin, I agree with you. And if anyone has ever heard me or watched any of my films or even taken a class with me, I always say paint 5 minutes a day. Now, the reason I do that is because if you're really having fun painting and you're there for 5 minutes, you're going to be like, I have a videographer named Joe. And every time we get together filming, I'll break at lunchtime and go fix a meal. And I'll come back down and I'll say to Joe, hey, Joe, it's time to eat. And Joe says, give me another minute, give me another minute, give me another minute. And I know Joe would rather edit film, would rather work than eat lunch. Now, everybody thinks I must be a terrible guy to keep him working right through lunch hour, but I really want him to have his nourishment. But you know, that's what painting's like sometimes. We just get started and we don't want to stop for anything. Why? It's fun. It never gets fun if you give up. Does it, Kevin?
No, it just doesn't. You have to stick with it. It will work. You'll just find that niche and it'll be perfect.
You see, if you don't like it, then it doesn't matter if you never give up. You gotta like this, and you don't give up, and the practice is for this one purpose only. When you practice, you're taking the information we've given and you're really, really sinking hold of it, and you're understanding. You see, you want to make these techniques second nature, so that really what you're concentrating on is just the subject matter itself, your painting composition. Because as I've always said, people do not learn how to paint Kevin Hill's great paintings, or to paint Darryl Crow's paintings, or to paint anybody else's paintings. They want to create their own masterpieces. And what we're trying to do is give you the technique and the knowledge and the skills and the practicing opportunities so you can learn to do just that, paint your own masterpieces. Well, Kevin, thank you for coming today.
Well, thank you for having me, Darryl. I really enjoyed doing this.
Let's just review for a quick second what Kevin Hill's special offer is for the students of Darryl Crow Studios and his friends. Kevin was beseeched with lots and lots of requests to help the beginners start painting. So he came out with a 2-volume series, Oil Painting for Beginners #1, which shows a beautiful, almost vignette-like appearing mountain range with a beautiful lake and stunning trees rising to greet the sky. Clouds just dancing around at one's delight, followed by a dark seascapes. Everyone loves those seascapes with the sporting eye. And in this lesson, Kevin showed the beginning art student how they can exact a beautiful seascape, the techniques of which can be applied throughout all seascape paintings. Not only are you going to get the 2-volume, which is Oil Painting for Beginners #1, Oil Painting for Beginners #2, but he has a special More Techniques series. This consists of trees, how to paint trees, all kinds of trees, and he goes through one example after another. Then on his second Techniques DVD, he goes through mountains. How can we get those beautiful snow-covered mountains, the springtime and full summer mountains, mountains of all different types of shapes, European mountains, Western butte mountains, cliffs, and so forth. And you're really going to enjoy this, especially if you've had any kind of difficulty with mountains. And then finally, he has an entire DVD on how to paint clouds. He goes through different types of skies that you can paint and different types. Very simple, fluffy white clouds, all the way to those huge skies with color all throughout in both the sky and the color. You're really going to enjoy this. If you've ever had any difficulties with cloud, you'll want to take a look at Kevin's techniques on clouds, on mountains, and on trees. Now, not only does Kevin have this 3 series, he also has painting projects. And he has a beautiful one here that is a frosty morning. And in this particular DVD, he goes through way in the background, how do I paint the skies? And then how do I set that cold temperature? Now, he labeled this well as a frosty morning. You're going to love this painting. It's easy to do, as all of his painting subjects are. Anyone, even if you've never held a paintbrush before, can do this. You can do this. And then he takes you through a more advanced study of light and shadows and complexity in his Sunlit Cliffs. Now, the Sunlit Cliffs is Kevin's newest. It's only been out for a couple of months. You owe it to yourself to see just how far you've come as an artist. Now, as a special bonus, absolutely as a special bonus, there is Kevin's still water painting. Now, what's most unique in this, you can't pay for this one. This is absolutely free. Kevin's first painting lesson on DVD. You get to see Kevin when he was 17 years old and teaching, and then to the still waters, and then to the Sunlit Cliffs when just 2 months ago, at that ripe old age of 18 and a half, he's become quite an accomplished instructor and very comfortable on DVD. Now, I want to tell you something. You can have each and every one of these DVDs at Kevin's normal price of just $14.95. But this week only, and only as an exclusive to the Darryl Crow Studios, he's letting you have his entire suite of 7 DVDs for $77. That is an amazing bargain. And that makes this whole value worth right around $120 for just $77. Now, this offer starts right now, and it continues until midnight Honolulu time, New Year's Day. So you've got a very short time to act. Now, as Darryl has always said, have as many teachers as you can. Learn what you can from every instructor that you can. I truly believe you're going to benefit from Kevin. He's one of the nicest instructors I've met in a very long time. And he's going to help you. He is dedicated. He is going to help you learn to paint. And if you're already painting, if you're already a student of mine, this is going to develop you even further as you learn new techniques and new styles. Remember, just a few short days. We're never going to offer this. This is just a way to help Kevin get started and get to make new friends and new students. $77, Honolulu time, midnight, January 1. And everybody out there, if you haven't gotten your copy yet of Kevin's entire suite of art instructional videos, now's the time. Go down to our URL that we've listed below. Come on over. Kevin even has a special gift for you just by visiting, whether you buy or not. We want to make sure that you're given every opportunity to get this unheard of offer at his unheard of price. I'm Daryl Crow with Kevin Hill, and together we're saying thank you and have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.